Question number 9 on single entry. Pay attention, it is a good question. Prepare necessary statements to find profit or loss during the year 2003-4 and balance sheet as at 31st March 2004 from the following information. So opening का information दिया है, closing का दिया है, cash, bank, debtors, stock, furniture and creditors. कैपिटल नहीं है, इसलिए वी आर मेकिंग स्टेटमेंट ऑफ अफेयर्स टू फाइंड आउट द कैपिटल. ड्यूरिंग द ईयर द प्रोपराइटर इंट्रोड्यूस ₹4,000 एज फर्दर कैपिटल इन द बिजनेस. सो व्हाट इज दिस? दिस इज योर एडिशनल कैपिटल. इंफॉर्मेशन दे दिया है एडिशनल कैपिटल का. He has withdrawn cash of ₹20,000, out of which he spent 15,000 on 1/10/2013 for purchase of scooter for the business. Now this is a very interesting point. See, at first instance what we see is withdrawn cash of ₹20,000. Looks as if the drawing is 20,000, but read further with paying attention. He spent ₹15,000 on 1/10/2003, that is after 6 months. कहाँ spend किया है ये पैसा? For buying scooter. Scooter वो personal use कर रहा है या business के लिए use कर रहा है? Scooter for the business. So the asset increased in business is 15,000 का scooter, but the drawing which looks like 20,000 is not 20,000 because out of that 15,000 was used for scooter. The actual drawing will be 20,000 minus 15,000 because scooter is used in business. So drawing is 5,000 only. This is the important point here. Calculate net profit after making following adjustments. Depreciate furniture at the rate 10%. Okay. Depreciation furniture का additional information हो गया. Depreciate scooter 20%. 20% scooter on 15,000 पे 20% क्या पूरे साल का लगाओगे? No. 15,000 पे 20% you have to charge only for 6 months because scooter was purchased on 1/10/2013. April, May, June, July, August, September. September से पहले तो full नहीं तो half. Okay, so 1/10/2003 only charge depreciation for 6 months. Create provision for doubtful debts at the rate 5% of debtors balance as on 31/3/2004. So debtors जो दिया हुआ है 8,000 उस पे हमको depreciation doubtful debts के लिए provision खड़ा करना है. That is additional information. Provide interest on capital in the beginning of the year. See, specifically mentioned beginning of the year पे हमको कैपिटल 18% इंटरेस्ट देना है. सो पहले कैपिटल फाइंड आउट करते हैं, फिर उस इंटरेस्ट लगा पाएंगे कैपिटल पे. सो स्टार्ट स्टेटमेंट ऑफ अफेयर्स विथ कैश. ओके, सो कैश इज 5,000 and 6,000. कैश you have to mention 5,000, 6,000. Cash is done. Tick mark लगाओ. Bank 15,000, 18,000. Bank 15,000, 18,000. Okay, this is also done. Debtors 10,000 and 8,000. 10,000 is your debtors and 8,000 is closing debtors. Done. Stock 8,000, 12,000. 8,000, 12,000. Okay. Furniture is 12,000 for both the years. 12,000, 12,000. Creditors, my liability. So in liability side, 4,000 and 6,000. So see, we have written everything given here except one thing here, that it is mentioned that 15,000 scooter was bought. So scooter should also be part of our asset. Scooter 15,000 in the middle of the year. So 15,000 should be part of our asset. Now take up the totals. 12,000 plus 8,000 plus 10,000 plus 15,000 plus 5,000 comes up to 50,000. And the capital will be the balancing figure. Capital for which we are preparing statement of affairs. Capital will be my balancing figure. 50,000 minus 4,000 comes up to 46,000. And total of 15,000, 12,000, 12,000, 8,000, 18,000 and 6,000 comes up to 71,000. So 71,000 here also. Minus 6,000, that is 65,000. So now we have the opening capital and the closing capital we have found out. Immediately prepare capital account, opening balance डालो, to balance. Two balances here, by balance. लिखो यहाँ पर ब्रैकेट में, this is opening capital. And how much is your opening capital? It is 46,000. 46,000. Closing capital to balance कितना है? 65,000 is your closing capital. 65,000. Now what is left? 5 items for your capital account: opening capital, closing capital, drawing additional capital and balancing figure is your net profit. So 2 drawings reduce करता है जो credit balance capital का होता है उसको. So 2 drawings in your debit side. See, drawings given was here 20,000, out of which 15,000 was for scooter used for business purpose. So drawings is 20,000, but इसमें से 15,000 तो business का ही scooter था. So actual drawing is 20,000 minus 15,000, which comes up to 5,000. Here is your drawings and by additional capital. So by bank, and in bracket you can write as additional capital introduced. So what is the additional capital? See here, during the year the proprietor introduced rupees 4,000 as further capital in the business. So additional capital is 4,000. Take the total. 65,000 plus 5,000 is 70,000. 70,000 in the credit side total, and the balancing figure will be your net profit. So the balancing figure, write net profit by net profit before adjustment. It is before adjustments. Net profit before adjustment comes up to 70,000 minus 46 plus 4, 50,000 is 20,000. So net profit भी मिल गया है हमको. Now proceed to make the statement of profit and loss account. Okay, we will start with closing capital. Closing capital, or it can be said as capital as on 31/3/2004. Closing date 31/3/2004. कितना है closing capital? Closing capital is 65,000 that we have just calculated. Closing capital. अब add less. इतनी बार कर लिया कि अब नींद में भी याद आएगा. Add less. So add less. What add? Add का D उठाओ. D से drawing. D for drawing. Add drawings. Drawings is what? Drawings is Actual में given is 20,000, but 15,000 is for scooter that is used for your business. So the drawings comes up to be 5,000. 65,000 add 5,000 comes up to 70,000. Take it here, 70,000. Less what? Full add. Get it here. Additional capital. So they have mentioned that additional capital or capital introduced is 4,000. So less 4,000 from this. And capital at the beginning, that is opening capital or capital as on. One 2003 or your opening capital, we have found it out and it comes to 46,000. 46,000 is your opening capital. So just deduct it, and what we get here, the balancing figure 20,000. 20,000 is what? 20,000 is net profit before adjustments. So net profit before adjustments. Till here the figure of the capital account and statement of profit and loss account is same. Now we will start up with the adjustments. So first adjustment is depreciate furniture at the rate 10%, depreciate scooter at the rate 20%. So furniture and your scooter depreciation charge on asset लेस करो, नेट प्रॉफिट कम होगा, डेप्रिसिएशन लगाएंगे तो. सो लेस डेप्रिसिएशन ऑन फर्नीचर है. सो फर्नीचर इज 10%. हाउ मच इज फर्नीचर गिवन इन द बैलेंस शीट? फर्नीचर इज 12,000. सो 12,000 at what rate? 10% into 10% is 1,200. And then second comes scooter. Scooter is 15,000, but remember that scooter was purchased on 1/10/2013. So only 6 months depreciation at the rate is given here 20%. So into 20%, that is 20 divided by 100 into 6 by 12. So the depreciation comes up to 1,500. 1,500. The total depreciation is 2,700. That is 1,200 plus 1,500. So less कर दो ये depreciation, और ये depreciation का both points we have covered. Now what? Create provision for doubtful debts at the rate 5% of debtors balance as on 31/3/2004. Debtors है कितना 31/3/2004 को? Debtors on 31/3/2004 is 8,000. और जब हम provision बनाते हैं, net profit has to get reduced. So less provision for doubtful debts on debtors. Provision for doubtful debts, you write in full. debtors पे provision बनाया है कितने पे? 8,000 closing था. So 8,000 into provision कितना बनाना है? 5% is the provision. So 8,000 का 5% comes up to 400. Reduce 400 for the provision. Now what else is provided? It is said that provide interest on capital in the beginning of the year at 18% per annum. So interest on capital, proprietor puts capital in business, हम उसको interest दे रहे हैं, तो business का expense है, तो क्या करेंगे? business का expense है तो profit कम होगा. So less interest on capital. याद रखो, फटाफट करने के लिए इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल को लेस करो, इंटरेस्ट ऑन ड्रॉइंग को ऐड करो. रिमेंबर दिस. इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल लेस, कितना? Interest on capital. Now, opening capital, as we have found out in our statement of affairs, is 46,000. So 46,000 is your opening capital. Check from here also, your opening capital is 46,000. उस पे 18% से interest, 18% से interest कितना होता है? 8,280. 8,280 is your interest. We have to pay interest on capital, so we are subtracting it because net profit will be reduced when you pay interest on capital. So the balancing figure, what you get after subtracting everything, is your net profit for the year after all adjustments. So net profit for the year. How much? 20,000 minus 2,700 minus 400 minus 8,280 comes to 8,620. That is your net profit for the year. Important question. Revise it once and we'll go to the next question now.